Okay, great. So most of you know me. My name is Danielle Damianov, and I am here with Adriana Torres, and we are going to be talking about winning the listing in home staging. So before we begin, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about me because I know a lot of people are like, how are you a mortgage broker and you're talking about real estate? So I am with CMG Financial. We just moved offices. I'm so excited. I have a great team behind me and we're growing. So if you know of any loan officers that are looking to join a team, please let me know. But I got started, moved from Massachusetts in '01 after I graduated college, got started right away in the mortgage business. I then went and got my real estate broker's license and moved to Southwest Florida in '04. Opened up a real estate and mortgage company in 2005, the end of '04, beginning of '05. And we had that company until 2008. And we were crushing it, as everybody else was that was in the real estate and mortgage business at that time. And then all of a sudden, the market literally just crashed. And we were freaking out. I had my daughter in '07, my son in '08. I didn't know what to do. And so I went full time into real estate. I had to get my hustle on. I got out of the mortgage business, went full time into real estate, was with Mike Ferry Coaching for 6 years, moved to Miami, and then moved back. So I really built my I really built my business in different areas at different times. So I know how to go to a different area and really hustle and like build a business out of nothing. It was solely from prospecting. And when we moved back to Southwest Florida, I decided to go back into mortgage, which is really my true love. But I do love helping real estate agents with building their business. That is my passion. I do have a book that I wrote and I have classes online. Real Estate Secrets Unlocked is the website. If you want information on that, you can ask me about it later, but I am in mortgage now. We have an office in Coconut Point. We just moved, licensed in Florida, Mass, Illinois, California, and now Texas. So that's a little bit about me, and just wanted to let you know that because I am going to be talking to you as a real estate agent on real estate. So here's just a couple of things or ways that my team can help you as a real estate agent that doesn't have anything to do with real estate, but training, brainstorming, business planning. If you guys need flyers for open houses, co-marketing flyers, co-branded material, loan programs. We have a ton of loan programs that nobody else has that really allows you to get out there and sell something if you're a buyer's agent and get your loans closed quickly. I mean, I'm closing a condo right now in 2 weeks, so we definitely can move quick, which allows you to go in as an agent with your buyers, sometimes as a cash offer, right? So if you want to talk to me about that afterwards, we can certainly talk about that. Single property websites, and then join my Facebook group. I have a Facebook group specific to realtors and helping you build your business, which is the Realtor's Guide to Mass Production. So this webinar should be about an hour. We're definitely cognizant of your time. But before we begin, I want to just talk to you guys a little bit about something that I am really feeling and seeing. And I want to make sure that you guys are prepared for things that can happen, because I can tell you in 2008, let's go back. In 2006, the business was booming. I never, ever, ever could have imagined that all of a sudden, which felt like overnight, we went from making a ton of money to like no money at all and literally losing like thousands and thousands of dollars every single month, tens of thousands of dollars. It was a lot of money, right? So I am seeing, and I've actually said this for about a year now, a lot of similarities in our market. And I don't care what anybody says, okay? I am seeing a lot of similarities in our market today as I saw in the market in 2006. Buyer frenzies, multiple offers, people are just like going in, no contingencies, all cash offers, like making crazy offers way above asking price, even if the appraisal comes in low. There was building material shortages. That's how we ended up with a lot of Chinese drywall in this area. The permitting offices were slammed because builders just could not keep up. Builders were offering 1 to 1.5%, commissions. We're seeing that now, right? But then what happened when the market turned? Builders were at like 8%. Here, come sell my place. I'll give you these condos at 6%, 8% commission. Okay. So what we're going to talk about today, I want you to keep an open mind, because I want you to start to think about where your business is going to be a year from now. Because I can almost guarantee you that it is not going to be the way that it is today. And I know a lot of people are optimistic and they say, oh, well, everyone's moving to Florida and our governor and this, that, the other thing. That very well could be, right? So if I'm wrong, well, then at least you are one step further in your business. But if I'm right and you guys don't do anything about your business today to change the way you're doing business, because it's not going to be easy a year from now, I can promise you that. But if you don't do anything to change your business and the way your business is today and think about a year from today, then you're going to get left behind. And I'm not saying it to scare you. I'm saying that to help you, because I was in that position in 2008. Okay. I remember going to an event in 2006 in Atlanta, Georgia, and Donald Trump was speaking, and he had his coaching programs, and Robert Kiyosaki and his wife, Kim, and all these people were speaking. And I remember Donald Trump and somebody else on stage saying the market is about to change. And I was thinking, yeah, right. Like, we're crushing it. We're making a ton of money, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't, do anything about it. And then guess what happened? I was like literally scraping by, having to hustle to just survive. Right. So I'm hearing a lot of that now in a lot of the different groups that I'm in. And sometimes when you're so focused in the business and it seems like everything is just flooding in and business is booming and it's freaking amazing, you don't think about the future. But if you don't think about the future now, today, and start to implement and make changes so that you're sharpening your tools to be able to crush it if the market changes, then you're going to get left behind. And so I really want you to think about that when I talk about some of the different lead generation strategies. Now, I know in the beginning, I said I was going to assume you have the listing, and I am going to assume you have the listing, but I want to talk real quick about a couple of ways to get listings, because we all know inventory is super low right now. And we all know that, it's difficult to get listings because those sellers think that they can go and sell it on their own and they don't need you, and they're cutting your commissions and everything else. So they do need you. You need to know what your worth is. They 100% need you. So I want to talk a minute about different ways and strategies to get listings. And when I talk about some of these things, keep in mind about the future. Okay. Keep in mind about where we're going, not where we're at today. And I don't really remember the exact quote, but Wayne Gretzky has said that he skates to where the puck is going, not where the puck is. And so I really want you guys to think about that. Where are we going? And start to do some research on that. So how to get listings. Calling expired listings. You might be thinking right now, oh my gosh, there's no expireds, right? Well, I checked the MLS yesterday. There was 30, maybe not a whole lot, but a year from now, there could be 130. Okay. 2 years from now, there could be 130. So if you want to call expires or call for sale by owners or call just listed, just sold, call your centers of influence or sphere of influence, you got to start to get good on your scripts now. You have to start to get good on your objection handlers now. Okay. So those are a great way to generate immediate business in a way that I built my business. Is it phone cold calling? No. Can you make a lot of money cold calling? 100%. Can you get an inside sales agent to call for you? 100%. So that's one of the ways. Calling your database. I know one of the things that me included, everybody does is we look outside of our sphere for new business. We're always looking to generate new business. However, we don't take care of the people we already have, right? So who is your database? Who's in your database? Is your CRM set up? So that you can actively call your database, drip to your database. Picking up the phone and talking to somebody is so much more, it's so much better than just sending them an email or sending them a letter. Homebot.ai, write that down. This is a really, really amazing tool. It's something that I offer. So if you want me to sign you up on my Homebot, I can definitely do that. Homebot charges $25 a month. However, it's only for compliance. That's why they charge that. It has nothing to do with me. I would give it to you for free if I could. But anyways, homebot.ai is a really great tool. Basically, what you do is you upload your entire database into this system, and then it will email them every single month a report on what's going on with their home, where is their equity, and it will ask them questions. Have you thought about selling? And then you will get the email. So I can tell you with my database, every past client, every time I close a client, they go into Homebot. I am getting raving reviews from people using Homebot that they absolutely love seeing that report. And I also get probably once every 4 to 6 weeks, somebody asking me if they should sell or somebody wanting a CMA. Now, I don't sell real estate anymore. So yes, I could quickly go in and do a CMA for them. But you as a real estate agent, this is a really great way to get your database into a system that will automatically drip on them and give them all of the information, and they can message you and communicate with you through Homebot. So another thing that I'm in a mastermind, and a lot of people are doing funnels, real estate funnels, real estate ads, okay, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, and they are crushing it. So one of the things that I see agents do a lot of times is go and try and figure out how to do this on your own. Anything I talk about, except for cold calling or calling people, that really needs to be you. But anything I talk about, I don't want you to figure out like how you're going to do this, right? You need to figure out who is going to do this for you. There's a really good book. It's called Who Not How that I'm reading, and it's probably one of the best books I've ever read. So I strongly suggest you read it, because a lot of times real estate agents will go in and say, okay, I need to figure out how to do this, instead of saying, okay, I need to figure out who can do this for me. So real estate sales funnels, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube, all of that stuff are great ways to get listings. Offer free CMAs, offer free equity analyses, okay? You can also offer free strategy sessions. There's a lot of people that are still wanting to invest right now, right? So offer free strategy sessions on how they can use the equity that they currently have, because a lot of people have equity and they can use that to purchase other properties. Another thing you can do is offer a free monthly or biweekly Zoom webinar on selling. And one of the things that you can do is record it, just like I'm doing right now, right? So you can have a monthly seminar on how to sell your home. Bring in an area expert like Adriana with Stage and Amaze on staging tips and why it's important, or a designer, and Adriana does design as well, on how to, design your home. But offer these free monthly webinars, record it, and then have it on YouTube. So that way it's automatically playing. But I think that's a really, really, really great way to get sellers to come in, no obligation on their part. But if they're thinking about selling their home, it's a really great way to get people into watching you, right? And then you can really maximize it, because there's a lot you can do with those videos. Get into groups, right? Be a troll. Search social media that for people that are looking to sell, or hire someone to do it for you. You can get a virtual assistant on Upwork and give them, which I do have my virtual assistants. Yes, they have my Facebook passwords, they have my YouTube passwords, they have all of that. I'm not scared. I also, they'll go through a reputable company to use them. But if you don't want to be that troll on social media, hire your kids to do it, hire someone else to do it. But see who's selling, Nextdoor, all of those different websites that are out there. Get on there once a day and really see who is putting it out there that they're looking to sell, or even buy. But today we're talking about selling. Ads on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. What's your home worth? I know it sounds cheesy and a cliche, and a lot of people put that out there, but seriously, a lot of people want to know right now, like, what is their home worth? Explain to them why Zillow is not accurate. Our market is changing so quickly, right? And you want to make sure that you come across as the area expert, because you know what's actually selling in certain areas. Have a monthly seller masterclass, and then that's kind of the whole Zoom thing. You can do it in person if you live in a gated community. You have an in-person coffees and listings or something like that once a month, or do it online, which is, in my opinion, where you can really maximize that exposure. Because don't forget that as a real estate agent, you might find a seller, okay, in California. You might find a seller in Massachusetts. So what you're then going to do is talk to that seller about selling, get them on board, and then find an agent in their area and get a 25% referral fee. Okay. So those referral fees, a lot of people don't think like that. So I want you to remember that you can get that 25% referral fee. I used to do that when I sold real estate in Miami, was connect on LinkedIn with New York real estate brokers, because a lot of people from New York City were moving to Miami. So I would go on LinkedIn, and I actually had my virtual assistant, 5 agents a day, send them messages. Hi, my name is Danielle Damianov. I'm with EWM Realty. I specialize in helping people, buy a home or sell the home, whatever you want to say, here in Miami. And I pay a 25% referral fee. If you have anybody that that's looking to move down, give me a call. I'd love to work with your clients. I got deals that way. Okay. You can hire somebody to do that for you for $3 or $5 an hour. They're in the Philippines or India or somewhere. But these are all different tools and techniques that you can use to get more listings or get more buyers. And then visit the weekend estate sales. There's an email that goes out. Just look online in wherever you're at. I used to get it in Miami, and I used to get it here. I can't remember who sells it, but I think it was like estatesales.com or something, where anyone that's having an estate sale, you'll get the email. Swing by the estate sales if you have nothing else to do. Typically, they're getting rid of their garbage before they're ready to list their home. Okay, so go and find out what they're doing and where they're moving to. So here's some tips. So those are all different ideas, on ways to generate more listings. But here's some tips at the listing appointment. So first of all, I want you to ask yourself, do you have a strong listing appointment? And does that listing presentation start with pre-qualifying? Okay. Are you pre-qualifying your sellers? Because every single listing presentation has to start with pre-qualifying the sellers for several reasons. First of all, when you're pre-qualifying a seller, you're going to find out, number one, exactly why they're moving, but you have to dig deep for their motivation, because a lot of times they're going to tell you one thing, but it's really something else, unless someone's moving cross country for a job transfer or whatever. Okay. Number two is you're going to pull out all of the objections that they have before you meet with them, so you're prepared. So if they say to you, well, how much is your real estate commission? You already know that that's going to be a question. You're not going to answer it on the phone or during your pre-qualification, but you already know that that's going to be a question in their mind, right? So you're going to know, because you're going to practice, how to handle that objection when you're there in front of them, okay? So I want you to ask yourself, Do you have a solid pre-listing routine? Are you flying to the house, papers everywhere, you're probably late, you're rushing in, or do you have a listing routine to get yourself and your mind mentally ready for that listing presentation? Because we all know, if you're in real estate, seriously, listings are the name of the game, right? If you want to sell a lot of real estate, listings are it. Now, as a mortgage broker, I want your buyers. But the truth is, listings, you can sell more listings, in my opinion, than you can sell buyers. So be mentally ready for the presentation, okay? Because they may be interviewing you and they may be interviewing 5 other people, right? So what makes you stand out? What is your listing presentation? Know your objections. You want to make sure, as I mentioned, that you're pre-qualifying every seller and you're really getting a good feel, so that when you're at the presentation, you're halfway there. You've halfway sold them on you before you even get to the house. You want to obviously make sure traffic is insane, that you're giving yourself enough time. I am notoriously late. So that's a note for myself. Turn off your cell phone. There's nothing more annoying than being in a meeting with somebody and they're answering their phone. Seriously, right? So if they do it, whatever. If you do it, it's rude. So turn off your cell phone. You want to make sure you're touring the home first, so you know what you're dealing with. And then also make sure that you know your market stats, okay? Make sure that you have your contracts written up. Make sure that you have the listing agreement ready. And we're going to talk about contracts in just a minute, and I'll go a little bit deeper into the contracts. But anyways, make sure all of that's written up. You don't want to be writing it at the presentation and giving them time to back out, right? It's going to be like, here, sign this, and then get out of the house. So one of the things I want you guys to also know is know your worth as a realtor. And times are different right now, but this is no different, right, than going to a listing presentation and dealing with a for sale by owner that already thinks that they don't need you and that they, can save the commission and do it on their own. Okay, so you need to know your worth as a real estate agent. First of all, you 100% will get them more money than they will get selling it on their own. 100% in this market and in any market, especially if you're a good real estate agent. And you are going to save them less headaches, okay? Because this market is crazy. But even in a market that's not crazy, okay, they can get into a lot of different situations, especially when it comes to contracts, right, that they just don't even realize that they're in. So you 100% can get them more money, at least 6%, if not more, by them using you. And that's one of the things I would tell for sale by owners when I met with them. There's a million different reasons why, and that's for another class. But just write down a couple of, reasons why and how you can get them more money. Number one, you're going to give them maximum exposure. Okay. If you're just putting it on the MLS, well, then that's not maximum exposure. You have an effective marketing plan that will get them the most amount of money in the least amount of time. And that's what they want. That's what they're looking for. So contracts is another huge reason why you can get them more money. First of all, selling in this market is hard, okay? And we all know that. It's hard for the buyer, it's hard for the seller, it's hard for the listing agent, it's hard for everybody. So you as a professional have to know your way around contracts. You have to know the contracts, because savvy agents are using every single trick in the book to win the sale. Whether they're going in as a cash offer, even though the buyer is getting financing, which is okay, right? They can do that. The thing is that they're just waiving the financing contingency, which means that if the financing doesn't kick in or is not available for that buyer by the time they close on the property, well, then guess what? They have to pay cash for it, or they're going to lose their escrow unless there's some other out within that contract. So, you have to know escalation clauses, which is what a lot of people are using now. You go in under contract at, let's say, 250, okay? And then you put in an escalation clause that you will go all the way up to 275, and go $3,000 over any other agent's offer that they make, right? What seller knows about that? Okay. They don't know about that. They don't know about the kickout clauses. Okay. But you as a professional, if you don't know about that, then you need to go take a contract class like immediately. Because when I sold real estate, that was one of my things why I stand out against other real estate agents is because I know my way around contracts. Okay. I'm going to get them the most amount of money because I know how to use the contract in the favor of the seller. Okay. So you have to know your way around contracts. You have to be, and remember, contracts are always changing, right? So you want to also explain to them what can go wrong if they are a for sale by owner or use an unqualified agent. And this is what separates you from every other agent out there is that you know your way around the contracts, okay? You're able to get them top dollar by using specific clauses to allow more money for them, okay? Appraisal contingencies, waiving appraisal contingencies, all of these different things are being used now. Contracts are always changing. So make sure you're staying up to date with your contracts. Market stats, super important. And I know it's crazy right now because the market is just like, people are like paying so much more, sometimes $200,000 more I'm seeing than what the property is going to appraise for because there's not enough comps to support what other people are paying for the properties yet because the sales are not keeping up with the appreciation, which is also what I saw in 06, FYI. So anyways, I'll just leave it at that. But market stats, know your market stats. You have to know not only your market stats, but you have to know the neighborhood stats. And do not look at it by county because every area is different in every county. Okay. Don't look at it by city. You have to look at it by their area. What's the price per square foot? Unless you're in like where I'm from, up the Berkshires, Western Massachusetts, where it's like, maybe you can look at not Berkshire County, but all of Pittsfield, for example. But anyways, price per square foot, how many homes are on the market? What is the average days on market? Interesting. How many homes are coming back on the market? Go on the MLS today and look and see how many homes have come back on the market in the last 7 days. Okay. And start to ask yourself why, because a lot of people are going under contract sight unseen. They're going to come down and do the inspection or maybe to appraise low or whatever, but we're starting to see a lot of homes back on the market. What is the average sales price? So you want to know what that average sales price is. So really know your market stats. Okay. And when we're talking about knowing your worth as a real estate agent, you're an expert at pricing property. You know your stats, you know what's going on in the area, you know what's going on in the neighborhood. And I don't know if every MLS is like this, but here's a little tip that I used to do when I sold real estate in Miami, because I was new to the area and I did not know, so I had to pretend, fake it till you make it. I had to pretend I knew what I was doing. So like if you right click, if you pull up comps and you right click on it, you can add the owner's name, right? So you have, property address, all this stuff. You can also add the owner's name to your CMA for you to see. So that way, when you're talking to somebody, you can be like, oh, Susie's home right around the corner sold for $1.5 million or whatever, So you kind of are like acting like who's who in the neighborhood. So just a little tip there. The other thing when you're knowing your worth as an agent is that you help them facilitate the move, right? And if you don't have your crew, get your crew, okay? Maybe you have a sheet of your movers, or, I don't know, organizers, all of the different things, but have a crew so that you are that one-stop shop, that person that they can go to. You're the connector and can connect them with other people to help facilitate the move. You are not, and this is something that you can tell the sellers, you're not a PPP agent, which is put a sign in the yard, put it on the MLS, and pray it sells. I think it's hilarious. However, I have used it in the past, but I do think it's hilarious that St. Joseph's are at our board of realtors for sale. I don't think the Bonita board, but the Fort Myers board, I definitely saw it there back in the day. We're probably going to see a lot of St. Joseph's in the next couple of years. So maybe stock up on them. But I do remember back in the day when the inventory was super high, everyone's like digging in the front yard, putting St. Joseph's in there. Anyways, that was a little side note. So you're not a PPP agent. You're not going to put it in the yard, put it on the MLS and pray that it sells. You have a strategic marketing plan, okay, that will get them top dollar in record time with the best terms for the seller. So hear me out. I know homes, you put it on the market and it just, it's flying off the market, right? Do not skimp on the marketing, okay? Don't skimp on the pictures. Don't go in with your iPhone and start taking pictures. Get a professional photographer. Not only will this show the seller, first of all, you're not going to be doing a lot right now for the homes, okay? So professional photos get top dollar, okay? Having a marketing plan that gets worldwide exposure will get you top dollar, okay? For the property. Staging, which Adriana is going to talk about, will get you top dollar for these homes. I have seen homes go on the market, in this market included, in, let's just say, not sell. They might sit for a little bit. You get the professional photography and the home staging done, they can sell quickly for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 more. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are not skimping on the marketing, because you're getting more money for your sellers and you're getting more commission, right? So if it costs you $300 for professional photos, but you're able to get them, I don't know, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 more, right? That's more money for you too. So we do not want to skimp on the marketing. I have a seller multiple offer tool. So, the highest offer is not always the best offer, right? When you have multiple offers, you have to look at all of the different terms in that offer. The highest one is not always the best. So if anybody wants that multiple offer tool, which is basically an Excel spreadsheet that you can look at, offer 1, offer 2, offer 3, offer 4, offer 5, put your email in the chat and I will make sure to get that over to you. And you literally will go through the contract. Okay, well, what is the closing date? What is the inspection date? What is the, offer price? Is it cash or financing? Is there an appraisal contingency? Is there an escalation clause? And it will itemize each offer so you know exactly what is going on with each offer and kind of spell it out for the sellers. So that's another thing that you offer to your sellers, okay? So NLP and versatility, and I have like a couple more slides and then we'll be done. I want you guys to think about this. And this is very important now. This will be very important coming up. I was at a Mike Ferry event, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago. And I remember this lady, her name was Sylvia Morris. She was on stage and she's from Canada. And she sells like 220 homes a year. And Mike had asked her, so you want to sell 100 more homes this year or whatever, how are you going to do that? And she had said, I'm going to be more versatile. Okay. So I was like, what does that mean? And then she went into it even more. So I really, really, really took a lot of time of understanding NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, and versatility with personality styles, because people want to do business with people like themselves. So the more you can become like the person that you're working with, the more you're going to win with buyers and sellers, okay? And it's not being fake, right? It's not being fake. It's called sales, right? So we're all in sales. So if you want to win more buyers, win more sellers, remember, people like to do business with people like themselves, okay? So when you're doing the pre-qualification, that is the best time to figure out what type of person they are. Are they a driver? If they're a driver, you need to be quick and to the point, okay? You need to give them big picture. Don't get into the little details. You're going to bore them and they're going to be like, get this person out of my house. If they show me one more stat graph or whatever, I am like going to scream. That would be me, because I am not a little detail type of person, but the analyticals are, right? They want stats, they want graphs, they want figures, they want to sit down and dig in and dig deep. Would that be annoying for a driver or an expressive to present to an analytical? Yes, it would. But if you can get really good at that, okay, if you can start to acknowledge how other people are, how other people act, what other people are looking for, and start to present to them in their style, you are then going to be able to win more listings. So if you want to win more listings, okay, if you want to win more sales, then you have to be versatile. Okay, so start to study NLP and versatility. Be like a chameleon, be like the people that you're trying to sell to. Get books, Audible books, regular books, look it up online, watch it on YouTube, and learn about NLP and versatile selling. There is a book that's called Versatile Selling. I do believe it's on Audible as well. So those are some really good, books and tips and tricks to use to get more listings. Communication guarantee. I had this in every single one of my listings. And this is basically, I had a communication agreement in my contract, because most people, especially the expireds, especially the ones that got burned, the number one reason they did not like their previous realtor was communication. They felt like they were not communicated with. Okay. So I want you to have a way that you are systematically going to communicate with your buyers and your sellers, not daily. It does not have to be daily. Okay. I had it where it was every single week. They knew that on Friday they were getting an email from me, and that email would have how many showings, what was the feedback, all of the different things, how many people viewed their home on the MLS, how many inquired, blah, blah, blah. So I want you guys to, and that was an email that went out. I want you guys to start to think about how you're communicating with your clients, and is it effective and efficient? And the other thing I want you to think about is, now we have so many different ways to communicate with people, right? Communicate with them in their style. Okay. If someone is a texter, my husband's a texter. If you pick up the phone and call him, he's probably not going to answer. If you text, in fact, his voicemail, which is crazy to me, by the way, says, if you want a quicker response, text or email me, which in my opinion, a quicker response is a phone call, but in his opinion, it's that. Okay. So I am a phone call person, but a lot of people aren't. They want to be texted. They want you to Facebook message them or on WhatsApp or whatever. I have a friend, I never get her messages because she's always on WhatsApp. Adriana, it's Liz. She WhatsApps me all the time and I never check my WhatsApp, right? But if you're dealing with a client and that's how they want to communicate with you, then that's how you have to communicate. So when you're at that listing presentation, ask them, how do you want me to communicate with you? Do you prefer I call you, I text you? I'm going to send you an email once a week. So that's like a given, but how do you want to communicate? Okay. So marketing plan, we talked about this, and this is going to lead into Adriana. As I had mentioned, I have a live in-person 2-hour CE class next week that's going to go over all of this in a lot more detail. But you're going to have an extensive marketing plan. Do not skimp on the marketing. Okay. Don't do it. It will also allow you to have, things that you can show future sellers on how you market to people. What does your photography look like? Right? What do you do for them in the marketing plan? Make sure your MLS copy is amazing. Okay. Really think about how you're describing the home, because you're giving it worldwide exposure. So if someone in Spain or Mexico wants to come, to this and see this property, how are you describing the home? Okay. Take them through a visual picture. Make sure you have professional photography. You want to market the listing because you're giving it worldwide exposure. And then home staging is huge. And I'm going to leave it with this real quick. And then Adriana's going to get on about home staging. Okay. But when I sold real estate in Miami, I was calling this for sale by owner for like 6 months, seriously, 6 months. and it was in Coconut Grove. She was trying to get, 1.2 million. The home was like in shambles. She was getting offers at like 900,000, 950, blah, blah, blah. Finally, she, bit the bullet and listed with me, but I told her we have to stage the home. We got the home staged. We had multiple offers that first weekend and it sold for 1.5. Okay. She was getting offers of 900. We got 1.5 in one weekend. So as a real estate agent, you have to know your worth. You have to have stories like that, right? So get out there and start selling so you can have more stories and explain to your sellers why they should be working with you. But home staging, freaking, like, you will get more money for your home. So Adriana is going to come on. I'm going to stop my screen share here. My mouse is really being annoying. So I'm going to stop my screen share, and then I'm going to allow Adriana can share all panelists who can start sharing. I don't know if that's right or not. So let me have Adriana unmute here. Can you show your video too, Adriana? Are you able to?
I can't see the share my screen option yet.
Okay, let me. Because I'm going to stop sharing here. Wait, no, screen share. Where is right here? Someone is raising their hand. Okay. So I think I can allow you, check and see if you're able to do it now.
I don't have the option yet. Let's see. No.
Okay. Do you want to just send it to me real quick, your presentation?
Hold on. It is on Canvas, so yeah, let me see.
Does anybody on here know how to, because she was supposed to be set up as a, let's see.
Okay. Let me see if I can do this via. I just sent it to you by email. If you copy that link and pull it up, maybe you'll be able to.
What email did you send? My Danielle Damianov at Gmail?
No, I sent it to your text, but I can email it. Hold on.
Yeah, it's just my full name at Gmail. Sorry, everybody. We tried to do this earlier and for some reason it wasn't working. So.
Okay, I sent it to Danielle Damianov at Gmail.
Okay. All right, let me just get that and minimize. Okay, you have to give me permission.
Okay.
Well, we're waiting to get her webinar up. If anybody knows how I can give her permission to
Okay, I just sent it to you.
Okay, perfect. Actually, it's coming now, guys. One second. Or you know what? Put it in the chat. Put that link in the chat. Oh, but I'm waiting for the permission. That's the only.
Oh, I did give it to you. Did you get it?
It didn't email me back.
Try it again. Try the link again.
Oh, actually, you want to know what? Hold on one second. It's in a different email because my Canva signed up. Okay. Okay, so shared with me, Adriana's. Can you just put it in the chat? Because I'm here in yours. Here, let me show you. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
So this is your Canva.
Go to your projects.
Okay.
Right there. Why is it not pulling up? Go to shared with you, or maybe Adriana's team. The signs. Now, if I leave the chat, I mean the call, and rejoin as a host, do you think that'll allow me to share my screen?
Can you join as a host?
I don't know, like we did it yesterday. Because I don't know why it's not pulling up my presentation. Hold on. No. So let's see. Okay, let me try. Yeah, because I don't get the share my screen button at all on Zoom right now.
Okay, just real quick, like look, check and see at the bottom if you have a share screen, because it's saying like you should be able to share it.
No, I don't have. I just have the chat, raise hand, and Q&A option.
Okay, so put the link in the chat and let me just see if I can pull it up that way. Okay, so presentations. I don't know why it's not here.
I'm able to pull it up. I just saw.
Oh, here it is. We got it. Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay, I got it. So let me, sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I got it. Just tell me when you want me to go to the next page. Can everybody see that?
Yeah, so let's see.
Let's make sure I can do it. Yeah.
I don't know if there's a way that you can do like present. If not, we'll just work with that. Because there's a button that allows you to do like a presentation format. Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Can everybody see that now? Yes.
All right, here we are. So you're gonna just have to do the moving forward for me, Danielle.
Okay.
If you can.
Sorry.
All right. Can you guys see me now? Can you give me access to the camera?
I did. I just don't know why it's not. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out for next time, but it's not
We practice this, I promise.
I know, we practiced yesterday. So, okay, let's just go with the video. And if I can figure that out while you're doing that, I will.
Will do, no problem. So, hi everybody, my name is Adriana Torres. I am with Stage and Amaze Home Staging. I'm really excited to be presenting this class with Danielle, who I've known for a very long time, and we're actually friends, and our families are friends. So we are very excited to be partnering these together. So just quickly about who we are. Our company has been in business since 2011. We have staged over 2,500 homes since the beginning of our journey. We are very proud to say we are one of the top staging teams in Southwest Florida. And here to the left, you see our team. A couple of new faces are around that are not in our picture, but we have a full in-house team specialized in serving your real estate needs and your clients' needs. Our specialty is, of course, vacant and occupied home staging, which I'll talk about more in detail. We do have an in-house team of logistics and design specialists, meaning that we take care of all of your needs. So you're not dealing with third-party furnishing rental places or third-party logistics or external movers. We do everything from beginning to end. And we are very excited to be able to offer design services through our recently introduced company, sister company, which is Designs to Amaze Home Interiors. Like Danielle said, you know, the market has changed so much, so rapidly lately that we saw a real big need of designing these homes that people are purchasing. And because they loved our staging design so much, we kept being asked, do you offer design services? Do you offer design services? So that's why we introduced Designs to Amaze Home Interiors. So we are, you can go on.
Okay, this is Adriana right here in the middle.
Yes. All right, so what are some of the takeaways that you're going to get from today's presentation? So we are going to be talking about what is home staging and how can home staging be your strategic partner. We're going to talk about the staging options that you have when it comes to choosing the services that a staging company can offer you. We're going to talk about what are some of the common misconceptions and why some people probably decides not to hire a staging company when it's such a key marketing tool. We are going to share some do-it-yourself tips that are really easy to, to present to your sellers, something that anybody can do that are going to really increase the ROI on your listing. We're going to talk about the staging process. Many of our realtors still in the area have never used a staging company. They've never worked with a stager. So there's still that, I guess, that unknown factor that we'll share with you how it works. We're going to talk about results and some frequently asked questions. So we're going to get started here. All right, so what is home staging? So home staging is strategic design to position homes for sale. So it is not interior design. It is not designing for the seller. It is not pleasing the seller in what they want in their home. It is a way of marketing your home strategically so that we get the most number of potential buyers that are able to offer the highest amount for this home. So everything that we do when we stage a house is strategic, from the colors that we use, to the way we position the furnishings, to the layout, to the scale. Everything has a purpose specific so that we can offer the best possibility of you bringing the highest sale. And it's the ultimate marketing tool, like Danielle explained several times during her presentation. You have to show properties the right way. Gone are the days where you could just take a picture with your phone, list it on the MLS, put the sign on the yard, and hope and pray that it sells. It is gone. Everyone is looking to purchase homes online these days, especially after COVID. It's more serious than ever. Everyone starts their search online. So if your home does not stand out from every other home out there, you're not going to get a high offer for your listing. All right, you can move over. All right, so why successful realtors partner with home stagers? So first and foremost, stage homes will sell faster. up to 73% faster. Not that that means a lot in today's market because properties are selling in record time. We all know that. But in a normal market, this is very true, where there is a lot of inventory out there and homes, those homes that show the best possible way will sell faster. Up to 73% faster is what the Real Estate Association statistics show. So you are going to have a more profitable sale. This is so true in any market. Between 1 to 7% is what we see in terms of real numbers. What we are seeing these days with this crazy market is a stage home can bring you anywhere from $15,000 to $180,000 over asking price. I mean, that's a huge range, but that is what we're seeing. So this more than covers the cost of staging a home. And we're going to talk about pricing because that's one of the issues that a lot of realtors think, oh, it's going to be so expensive. Well, when you see the results that staging brings for your listing, you're like, okay, it was definitely worth it. So showcasing of stage homes is strategic, like we explained in the beginning. It's not about design, it's more about marketing. You have to show the property the right way. You have to make sure that those pictures online are amazing, that the buyers are going to be interested to get into that home, especially now that they don't even get to see the home. They're making offers when they are up in New York and they have never seen the home until inspection day many times or until closing day. So this is very, very true. You have to be strategic about the way you show your homes. Successful realtors know that staging a home will add credibility to your business. We are here to support you in your listing efforts. We are part of the real estate industry. We serve your industry. So partnering with a credible staging company will only make your business look better. Just like you partner with home inspectors, just like you recommend cleaning services, roofers, AC technicians, you should have a stager in your back pocket or in your front pocket, actually, because we should come first before you take your pictures so that your listing is going to look amazing. It's going to look like you did your homework of getting this property ready. When you show your seller that you partner or you work with a staging professional, they know that you know what you're talking about. They know that your interest is to bring the highest and best possible offer for their home. So it adds credibility. It adds tremendous value to your listing package. So in many cases, realtors that are successful, they know that they won't list a home without staging it. So the first thing they're going to do during their listing presentation is that they say, okay, Mr. Seller, I'm going to bring my home stager. She's going to do an evaluation of your home and she's going to make recommendations of what are the key areas that we need to work on so that we get this house ready for sale. So it definitely adds value versus a realtor who comes in and has never really worked with any stager or never made any suggestion to stage the home. You don't know how many calls we get from homeowners who say that the realtor, stopped them from hiring a staging company because they think the house can sell on its own. And the sellers know better because they are educated, because they watch all the TV shows, because they know what it takes to get the property ready for sale. So they know you guys need to be ahead of your game and make sure that you have all the right partners on your side so that when you have that listing that's ready to be staged, you're the first one to suggest it to your seller. And it gives you a tremendous powerful marketing advantage. When your listings show amazing, all of them out there, when you're selling in record time, when you're getting the most for those listings, those are statistics that you are going to use to get new clients to sign up with you. So it gives you an incredible marketing advantage that other realtors might not be doing. So that is why. So partnering with the right stager. So how do you choose a staging company? Because a lot of you have not worked with a stager ever before, so they don't know where to start. So first of all, check how long they've been in business. Do they have a website that you can go and check their portfolio? Are they just starting? One thing with choosing the right stager is keep in mind our industry is not regulated. So we don't need a certificate or we don't need a permission from the state or a license to become a stager. So many people just start because they want to, to decorate homes without having the proper knowledge or training. So make sure that they are certified, that they've been around long enough to know what they're doing. Check their portfolio. That is the the best way to see the experience of a home staging company. Do they rent or do they own their inventory? A lot of staging companies don't have any inventory. They might just have a couple of little accessories in their garage or towels or little knickknacks. That is not enough, and that's not going to make the transformation that you need your listings to show. A serious staging company will have their own warehouse, will have their own inventory, will be able to create designs that are targeted to your particular market. So for example, when we create a design for a home, we are not just bringing anything, the first thing that we see in our warehouse. We will create that design strategically, keeping in mind who the potential buyer is going to be. What are the home finishings? Are we working with some of the existing furnishings that the owner has? So all of those things create a huge deciding factor in us bringing what we bring. So this picture that you see, for example, to the right, is a clear example. This was a brand new construction home in Tiburon in Naples. The realtor knew it had to be staged, but the owners were not on board. So you can see the furniture that they had. New construction home, as soon as you walked in, it did not look like a new construction home because that furniture aged the home at least 25 years. The owners were so attached to the furnishings because they're from Europe. They had built the house thinking, okay, the architecture that I want is very Italian, so the inside has to look very Italian as well. And yes, truly it was, but it's not what today's market is looking for. People walked in and they got, scared away. And it was a gorgeous, gorgeous home. After 6 months of being listed, and this was not too long ago, this wasn't this hot market, this was probably 7 months ago. The realtor called me again and she said, well, the owners are ready to move forward with the staging. And we staged it, the bottom picture. It sold within 30 days. So, and this was a $7 million property. So it definitely works. So check their client, sorry, go back to the previous slide, please. Check client testimonials and reviews. Go on Google, make sure that they have positive reviews. Cannot tell you how many times clients have told me of horror stories of staging companies that they don't show up. We've been called to fix or to restage after another staging company did a terrible job. So make sure that the testimonials and reviews are good, and make sure they're insured, because you are bringing a team of people to work in your client's home. So you need to make sure that they are insured. Okay, we can move on. All right, so what are the options when it comes to choosing staging services? So it's usually two categories of staging services that we can offer: vacant and occupied. So for vacant staging, we can do highlight, partial, or full. So the highlight is what you see in many homes where they stage, let's say, the bathrooms, they add little towels and flowers, and they add a couple of accessories in the kitchen. In my opinion, that is really not effective. You have to focus on the high impact areas of the home, which is where the heart of the home takes place. So the highlight is really not going to do a lot for you. The partial, which is very common, partial means we're not staging the whole house, we're just staging those key areas of the home. Usually living, dining are the most important areas to stage, as well as the master bedroom. And then we recommend staging any other areas that are impactful, or where we might have an issue with the layout or the size of the rooms. But if not, it's okay to leave those additional rooms empty. Or people sometimes say, I want a full stage. This applies in many cases in homes that are brand new construction. So the builder wants to showcase it as a model. So we'll stage the full house, or just some luxury homes. They're like, we are staging every single area in the house. You can go to the next. Next one. All right. So when it comes to occupied staging, this is where we see a huge transformation. So we have a couple of options of servicing these homes. Consultations. So with consults, the stager will come in and do an assessment of the home. It's kind of a walk and talk consultation, where we will give the homeowner an action plan of what needs to be done in order to get the house ready to list. So in many cases, the homeowner will be very on board and they're like, okay, you tell me anything that I need to do and I'll get it done. This particular home was one of them. Actually, the realtor is the one who takes care of paying for the staging expenses of every listing that she does. So in this case, we could not really use a lot of the homeowners items in this particular room. In other areas we did, but we recommended pretty much to remove most of everything and we brought the rest. So it starts with a consultation. Another option is add-ons, which is using some of the owner's furnishings and supplementing some art and decor on a small scale. And then we have makeovers, which is kind of like this case over here, where we really moved everything around. We brought most of everything and we really transformed this home. So what are some of the misconceptions about home staging? First, it's too expensive. The cost of staging in our area could range between about $2,500 to about $6,000, $7,000 with more expensive homes. So when you think about, let's say, an average $3,500 investment in staging, what the difference that this is going to make in the additional price that you're going to get for the home that you sell, it is a really small amount. So very often we get comments from realtors, oh, I didn't realize this was so affordable, because it is. There's a misconception. People think it's too expensive, but when you compare it to the benefit that it brings, it is not. And definitely it's not when you compare what the average price reduction between 10 and 15 grand is. So this is really not a huge investment. Another misconception is that it's not necessary in a hot market. This could not be more further away from the truth. If there is a time when you need to stage is in a hot market, because inventory is low, because buyers are looking to purchase, they are desperate, they're making absurd offers. If they see a house that really looks amazing, that they don't want to miss the opportunity of getting, they will go above and beyond to make sure that they get this house. So it is absolutely necessary in a hot market. Many realtors suggest, and this is sad, is reality, not to stage the house because we're going to sell it. This is the time that your sellers can make the most. And this is the time that you can make a higher commission too, because you're going to get more with staging. Another misconception is that you'll have to move out of the home if we stage it. Well, that is not true. Like I said, we have an option of doing occupied staging. Actually, this picture in the bottom left is an occupied home. We used some of the homeowners' furnishings. They were living in the house. They moved a couple of their items into a storage unit. We brought a couple of things and it looks beautiful and it sold. And the realtor was really trying to push up price in these homes. So he knew that staging was going to be key. So the owners can live in the home. That is not a problem. Another misconception is I can stage by myself and get the same results. Well, no, we learned that staging is strategic design to sell homes. So everything that we do has a reason why it's done. So it has to be done by a professional. Yes, there are things that a homeowner or a realtor can help the homeowner do prior to getting it professionally staged, but it's not going to bring the same results as when you get it done by a professional. And another misconception is we don't need it in a slow market. In a slow market, you also need to stage it, because to speed up the process of selling, you need to make sure that your house shows amazing and that it stands out from every other house that's in the market. So it's absolutely necessary to stage either in a slow or in a hot market. All right, so what are some of the tips that you guys can recommend to your sellers to start getting the home ready to sell? Big one, depersonalize and declutter. Oh my gosh, we see this all the time. We all accumulate more things that we actually need. Since they're moving, this is the perfect time to start going through closets, through the garage, through anything that they don't really need, and start moving it into a storage facility or donate or just get rid of. But this needs to be done before you list the home. So another quick tip is remove dated balances and window treatments. These always take away light from the living rooms. They become a focal point, and normally it's not a nice focal point. It it doesn't make the house look that great. So definitely removing balances and window treatments, unless they have window treatments that are light and bright. So another one is buy crisp white towels to place in bathrooms. This gives the idea of a luxurious kind of spa um, spa treatment. So buying those white towels definitely helps. Mirrors are a great staging accessory, especially for areas where we don't have a lot of light, or if we want to reflect a beautiful view of the lake or the sea or any beautiful landscape. It's a way of adding a beautiful piece. Bookcases are normally packed with just junk, but they are a great staging accessory. Adding baskets, a couple of flowers, books, decorative items definitely makes a bookcase a nice focal point in any room. Deep cleaning, this is a must for any house that's going to be listed. Touching up paint. In many cases, a paint job is necessary, but in some cases, just touching up paint and freshening up the look of the walls helps. But we all know how much paint adds to any room. Another one is update dated fixtures. This is another way, it's an inexpensive way of adding life and a new look to any room, especially in the living room or the dining room or the entry, the foyer as well. And replacing bathroom and kitchen knobs that might be dated. This is also very inexpensive, can be done by the owner, the realtor, and it adds a new look to the space. So what is the staging process? So, and of course, this varies from company to company, but this is our process and we try to make it very easy for your sellers. So if you have a listing that's coming up, or if you're meeting with a seller that you know might need staging, give us a call and we can give you a quick quote so you can come prepared to your listing presentation with an actual number of what it would cost the seller to stage the house. So we can give you the quote. After that, we'll do the site preview, or if it's a vacant home, this is a really quick process. We come take our pictures and get a good idea of the space so that we can design it. But if it's an occupied home, this is where we will recommend the seller all the different things that they need to do prior to listing the home. Then we'll do the paperwork, then we'll work on preparing the design. Then comes staging day. We do offer professional photography for our vacant packages. So we coordinate all of that through, actually we partner with Realtors. Many of you guys know them. They do great work and we do that for you. And then we de-stage the process. We try to make it seem very easy for our clients. Many times we don't meet our clients, they're out of state. So they appreciate a pretty easy flow in the process. All right, so what are some of the questions that we get asked all the time? Typically, who pays for the staging? It used to be almost 100% of the time that the seller would pay for the staging expense. With the competitive market that we have right now and knowing how hard it's become to get listings, many realtors are offering to pay the staging expense either in full or in part to their seller. In the end, it's a marketing expense, so you guys can deduct that as an expense of your listing. And it adds a lot of value to your listing package. So what is the average cost to stage? In Florida, or not in Florida, in our area, I see anywhere from $2,500 to about $6,000, $7,000 for luxury homes. Can the furniture be purchased? Absolutely. We sell our furniture if the client wants to purchase it. It's actually been very, very typical this year because of the amount of out-of-state buyers that are purchasing investment properties that are going to be used for vacation rental purposes. So if they find a house that they love the way it looks, they buy it purchased and problem solved for them. So it's a win-win. What style will my listing get? So once we preview the home, and once we assess your potential buyers' demographics, once we take a look at the home's finishing style, etc., is when we put together the style. So the style is going to be what the fit fits best with the home. In some cases, we get clients to say, well, can I see the furniture that that you're going to use in the stage? Well, we kindly tell them, remember, this is not a design that's going to be for you, but for the potential market. So we know what it's going to take to sell the market. Our furniture in general is very transitional, clean. So it's very versatile to adapt to different styles. Do we have to stage the whole house? No, you don't. Like we said before, you can just do the high impact areas of the home, and you're going to get great results. How do I choose a staging company? We already talked about that. And what are the key areas I should stage? Always, always at least do the living, dining, and master, plus any other key areas. We get a lot of requests these days to stage offices because people work from home often still, and lanai areas as well. So what are the results that you're gonna get from staging your homes? Definitely you're gonna sell faster. That is the main benefit that you're gonna get. You're gonna sell for more. So this is key because this is going to make you as an agent look like you did your due diligence of preparing the home and getting the most for your seller. It's going to improve reputation, of course, because you are the professional who came in and brought another professional to ensure that the house was properly ready for sale. You're going to get a happy client because the whole process is going to flow easily. They're going to have a beautiful listing and they're going to get the more for their home. And it's going to improve your statistics, which in the end is going to allow you to get more listings. So it's a win-win. Remember, we are here for you. We are your partners and we want to make sure that you get the most for your listings. These are just some before and afters of properties that we've staged. Keep something in mind, those areas that are extremely large can be very intimidating for clients. This was one of them. So it's very key to stage the very large homes or the very small where you cannot really see how anything would fit. So it's really important. There's another one, I guess, coming up next. This was a very large home. This was a very small home that when you saw the property empty, you could not really see where anything would go because it was so tiny. So we managed to just do a sofa with a table and the console for the TV, and that was it. But if that property had shown empty, it probably would still be listed. This is another example of a new construction home. I guess this one sold about 100K over asking, and actually the builder was not expecting that. He was not very on board with the staging. It was the listing agent who said, I'm going to get the most out of your home. I'm going to pay for the house to be staged. So that is all. Thank you, guys. Is there any question that I can answer?
Sorry, I'm gonna try and see if I can. So we're gonna do, anybody that has any questions, you can put it in the chat, and then we can do the Q&A. Let me just stop the share real quick. I wish I could have people see you. I don't know how. And I swear this worked yesterday. So, okay, if you have questions, okay, I'm going to answer a few of them. How much is HomeBot? HomeBot, I will send you the info on it. It's $25 a month. As I mentioned before, it's something that I offer. I would offer it 100% for free. But HomeBot makes me charge. And it is, well, I don't charge. HomeBot charges $25 a month for compliance. So I can send anybody that's interested information on HomeBot, and you can also go to homebot.ai. I think you can sign up and request me as the lender because I have the most, like the premier package. So with that particular package, you get, so much more. But I have everyone's emails here. On that. So in regards to, put your Facebook group in the chat, I will put that in there as well. I just want to see what else we had. And I'm also going to, okay, so Betsy had a question. When moving clients' furniture into storage for staging, is storage part of the cost?
Can you hear me? Okay. So no, it's usually not part of what's included with our service. That is something that the homeowner coordinates usually on their own. Some people already have a storage unit, so they just move things out. But we can definitely connect you with a couple of local places that we use, and even moving companies that we can recommend to get that done.
Okay. And one of the other things that I just want to mention about the staging is I had a friend who used my husband, and which he doesn't really sell real estate, but he did in this particular case just to help them out. We did use Adriana for the home staging. And first of all, they got so much more money than they normally would have, but it's a one-time fee, but then it's a monthly fee also. So what is the monthly fee, I guess, that is included, or does it differ?
So our packages are designed so that our intention is to help you sell the property in the shortest amount of time. So we don't tie you up to 3 months rental or anything like that. We actually do a month by month. With this hot, crazy market, we rarely see the need of renewing or extending the rental of the furnishings. So in that particular home that we staged for Danielle, I guess the cost of staging was probably around
2,600, and then it included the photos through Realtors.
And we did 3 key areas for that house. And then the cost to renew was, I believe, $750 a month. The only reason why she had to renew is because their buyer backed out. Something happened with the deal. So they had 3 times. Oh my gosh. So yes, in that case, they had to renew, but usually we don't see the need of renewing in this market.
Yeah. And then Tina had asked, how quickly can you stage with busy market? So let's say someone goes on a listing appointment today. Obviously, speed to market right now is important. How long is it going to take you from the time they contract you for it to be done?
So because we own all of the furnishings and we actually have a 5,000 square foot warehouse here in Fort Myers, we can actually put a design together. If our schedule allows, we can stage within 24 hours. Are we always that available? No. So usually our time to stage is about 1 week from the time that we preview the home. But we can get it done pretty quickly. I mean, if it's a small stage, there are times when we do back-to-back stagings, 2 in a day. So if we can arrange for that to happen, absolutely. But in most cases, it's going to be about 5 to 7 days.
That's why she's so skinny. She's putting the work in. She's moving furniture. I think I need to come work for you. Okay. Adriana, if you can put in your chat your website, and then Betsy asked, did you say the photos are part of your price?
That is correct for vacant homes. We include photos. Usually it's 35 photos through Realtors. We have a discounted rate that we have agreed with Realtors. So if you guys as Realtors want to add, for example, drone, or if you want to do the Matterport or a video, we transfer the discounts that we would usually get for those additional services to you guys, because we give them such a big volume, so that that's also a benefit that you get.
One of the things that I wanted to also mention real quick in regards to the photos is that, you can, so staging, and I 100% am on board, agree, like this is imperative. But let's just say you have a client that wants to stage, but they don't want to stage obviously the entire house. So what we did was stage the office, the kitchen, and the master. However, there were other homes that definitely needed staging as well. Other areas of the home that needed staging as well, but the client did not want to pay for it. So we did the virtual staging. Is it as good as regular staging? No, but at least the main areas were staged. So the kitchen, the living room, the office, and I forget what else. But what was it?
The living room.
The living room. But then there was a huge loft area that you really couldn't figure out what to do with. It just was like kind of awkward. And then I think the master as well, those two rooms had the virtual staging. Now, in my opinion, regular staging is better because if someone walks into a home expecting to see a room stage like the loft or the master, and it's not what it looks like on the photos in the MLS, it might be a little bit disappointing, but at least we had, a good majority of the home staged, and then they could see what they could do with those other areas because they didn't want to pay for all of the entire home to be staged.
Yes, in that case, I think it worked out perfect. Also because the master bedroom and the loft were in the second floor. So at least when the buyers walked into the main level, they saw everything put together and staged nicely. And then they went upstairs and okay, it was empty, but it worked fine. The problem with the virtual staging for the whole house is that when your buyers see the house online, they get really excited because it looks beautiful. And then when they come in, the house is vacant. So they almost get confused because they don't understand that that is the same house that they saw online. So you have to be a little careful with the virtual staging, but in this case, it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, definitely. I'm putting the Facebook group in here, which is Realtors Guide to Mass Production. If you want to, I'm definitely starting to get more active with it. I took a little bit of time where I wasn't, but it's Realtors Guide to Mass Production. What else? Does anybody else have any other questions? We really appreciate all of you guys being on. I'm sorry for the whole, I swear we practiced this yesterday. I do a ton of Zooms. I've never had this issue before. I don't know why I can't show her or could not have her be the host because yesterday it worked. But I really appreciate everything. Betsy said this was helpful. Thank you. Perfect. So her email is there. Her website is stageandamaze.com. If you guys look in the chat, just click on the chat button and then you can scroll and see, you should be able to see Instagram is Stage and Amaze Home Staging. Thank you, Betsy. Bye. And it's a full moon. It is. Oh gosh.
That's probably why.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, my life right now. Anyways, so Adriana at stageandamaze.com, and you can see a lot of different things. And Adriana, do you have any, I believe you also have some marketing handouts and stuff like that. If anyone wanted anything or something, you could at least email them that they could bring on a listing presentation.
Absolutely. I can do that. I'll send it over now that I have the contacts here. And also, whenever you're getting ready to go on a listing presentation, send me an email or give me a call ahead of your presentation. Nothing looks better than a realtor that came with their homework done in any case. So if you already called me and said, hey, I'm gonna be meeting with this client and I wanna have a quote have an idea of what it would cost to stage, I'll send you an estimate that same day or within a couple of hours so that you come prepared with your estimate for your seller. It's going to put you at a different level.
Yes, absolutely. So, okay, thanks everybody. If you have any other questions, you know where to find us. So you can always reach out to us. One last message. Great job. Okay, thank you guys. Bye. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Yes. Bye, Danielle.
Bye.